So, you want to learn how to play Lucio and carry your team to victory? Boy, do I have a guide for you. And a simple and easy one at that. Giga Chad Lucio is unironically a meta pick, and I'm bringing you a guide today that would allow you to succeed as Lucio in the support role. But before we get started, I'd like to thank Jovial Gaming for sponsoring this video. Jovial Gaming is a brand new video game badge collecting platform that's available on the App Store for now. Their purpose is to help gamers elevate their status to show how great they are. They also have wagering services available, but you must be 18 plus to wager. I use this app myself, and as a Smash player, I was kind of tired of being flaked on when I would win a money match. Both you and your opponent pay up front and ensure a level of safety for both sides. Payout is instant and the app is free. Download Jovial Gaming today free on the App Store. I want to start this guide off with an overview of Lucio. Lucio is one of the few versatile healers in Overwatch 2. And he does more than just top off his team when they are low health. He defends his fellow support and teammates by analyzing the battlefield and knocking away anyone trying to secure a kill, while also griefing enemy support. His passive is what makes him truly unique and somewhat a pest to the enemy team. Let's talk about Lucio's passive, Wall Ride. I cannot emphasize Wall Ride enough. The name itself is self-explanatory. You jump onto a wall to ride it. This in turn gives you a boost of speed and can help juke anyone and reposition quickly if a wall is nearby. However, because wall riding is somewhat linear, jumping can make you an easy target for anyone who can snipe, so be wary of that. If you find yourself in a 1v1, wall riding and jumping from wall to wall might help you live or even secure a kill. Tip: head on over to Options, Controls, and select Lucio. Look for Allow Backwards Wall Ride and switch it on. For some reason, Overwatch 2 defaults the setting to off. Backwards wall riding will help you in many situations, especially if you need to retreat. Let's talk abilities, starting with Crossfade. Crossfade allows Lucio to switch tunes between speed and heal boosts, which grants your allies the respective buffs at any time. Speed boost is very good when starting rounds because you can get to point before the other team, or when some of your team gets picked off, it allows you to retreat faster with whoever is alive. Healing boost is what you will be using most of the time, whenever there are big fights or when the fight is over. Tip: Crossfade can be blocked by any obstacles like walls and barriers, so know where your team is and try your best to keep them in your 12-meter radius. Amp it up, or your amp, increases the effectiveness of your current boost. While it only does last 3 seconds, this ability can dramatically increase speed and heals. You get more value off of amping heals rather than speed, but do not let that discourage you from amping speed. Amping speed can allow you to rush to point when nearing or during overtime, so amping speed is somewhat situational. After all, there is a 12-second cooldown. Amping heals will help your team stay on the battlefield for longer, which is why I say you'll be using heals most of the time. And now, every Lucio's favorite move, Soundwave, or your boop. Your boop hits enemies with the base of Spotify Premium, knocking enemies away. You're going to be using this ability a lot, simply because it has far too many uses. You can boop a green tank or a squishy into your team to secure kills, you can boop people off the map, and even boop anyone trying to fight you. Most of the time, you want to prevent the enemy team from closing in, and this is incredibly useful to not only keep your team alive, but your fellow support, because the longer your support is on the battlefield, the more beneficial to your team. Tip: it's always good to use your boop when you're contesting a point or if an enemy's trying to contest a point. Even if you can't boop them off the map, it's always good to try and keep them away from the point so you can ensure victory.
You just don't get it, do you? I mean, you have no fucking grasp of the situation you're in at all, right? We're gonna break it down.
Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier creates temporary health for any allies nearby. This gives you and your team an additional 750 health for 6 seconds, which is more than enough time to live through ultimates casted by the enemy team, or if you want to be aggressive and push a point with your team. I personally recommend you use this ultimate defensively, as it is the most expensive ultimate in the game. Like your Crossfade ability, this ultimate will not affect anyone behind barriers and walls, so be mindful of that. Another tip: Lucio leaps when using his ultimate, and does not activate until he lands, so be sure you're using it on the ground, or you might just get popped in the head. Low to high ground will allow you to cast this ultimate much faster. Your positioning as Lucio can quite literally carry your team if played correctly. You want to be either behind your tank and farm ultimate as quickly as you can by playing back and using your primary fire. Lucio requires good situational awareness, so you need to be looking out for your team at all times. Anybody who tries to engage, you should boop them off to displace them, or grief the backline by wall riding and booping them into your team, or even attempt to poke and run just to distract them, ensuring your team kills. Lucio has one of the most unique playstyles in the game. I would consider him one of the most interesting heroes. He requires a lot of awareness and quick decision making when it comes to everything in the battlefield, from boosting with Crossfade to protecting your team and even displacing the enemy team. Lucio is a strong pick for the support role and is hands down one of the funnest heroes to play. Let me know if you found this guide helpful in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. If you're looking to pick up a DPS or a tank, consider watching my other two guides on Hanzo and Sigma. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.